Welcome to JIMTOF, my friends. I'm so excited to be on the YASDA booth today with my friend Kuro-san. We have a lot of machines that we're going to educate you on, and some machines you may have seen already, like the PX30i, but new machines, rigid machines, technology that understands the weight of a product. 3-axis machines where you have added flexibility with auto change in between to allow you to do op 10, op 20, flip parts over, rigid work, finish work, everything in between. It's one of those types of conversations you're gonna have where you walk away from this video going, I learned something today, I had fun today, and you know what? You just might like Kuro-san as well, because I just met this young man. I think he's already my best friend. That's how I feel about it. Anyway, so Kuro-san, we're on the YASDA booth. This is gonna be difficult because everyone is loving your products. Look how busy your booth is.
Yes. Anyway, thank you very much, Tony. Thank you for coming to our JIMTOF, our booth. And we are so excited to introduce our company, machine, technology to you and to customers who watching this video. I'm Kuro from YASDA America. So thank you for coming again.
Oh, absolutely a pleasure to be here. And I think it's important that when we come all the way to Japan, and with Japan having so much business and YASDA having so much business in the US, and oftentimes the inability for all of those Americans or all of those Europeans or Latin Americans to fly all the way to Japan, we bring this information to you. We make sure that you're taken care of and you get to be a part of the YASDA family just like we are. So without any further ado, Kuro-san, I see a YBM50 and I want to talk about it. I know the audience wants to hear more about it. Can we walk over there?
Of course, of course.
Do you know what American football is?
No.
Well, we might have to force people out of the way so that we can see these machines, but we're going to try our best. And this young man doesn't care at all about that camera right there. He cares more about the machine. That's how much the machine is loved, right?
Yep.
So when I look at this YBM50, you have a YBM40, right?
Correct.
You do. We're getting bigger now.
Bigger machine. Yes, so this VI50 is a larger size sister machine of the VI40. 2 years ago, in 2022, JIMTOF, we exhibited the VI50 prototype. In this year, 2024, we started to sell this VI50 in North America.
The first question I have is, the 40 was a little bit smaller, right?
Yep.
The 50, a little bit bigger. These are obvious statements. When I think of something going bigger, I think there's probably going to be harder materials, bigger parts, more rigidity. Is this thought process why you've created this bigger machine?
Yeah, that's good, very good point. Now, this VI50 is developed for the aerospace, aluminum cast diamond, and semiconductor industry. These industry require the high precise 5-axis machine. So we decided to develop this larger size VI50. Then we developed a completely brand new machine design for the VI50. Because this VI50 concept is having larger size, larger work capability, and have the same accuracy level with the small VI40.
Kuro-san, I'm so happy you brought that up, because even as our camera guy is looking inside the machine right now, I see a huge part. Traditionally, I would say that most very accurate machines, YASDA being a leader in accuracy, stick to some of the smaller parts, because we all know the further you get away from that center point of your 5-axis machine, the more difficult it is to get that precision so far away from that center zero. So if you're telling me that I get the same accuracy and precision that I get from the smaller machines on this bigger model, and I can get those bigger pieces done in one shot with that same accuracy, it feels to me like you're changing the way things are done.
The new technology of this VI50 is, option name is T-COM. This T-COM can weight the weight of the workpiece automatically, then change the compensation of the tilting position automatically. Because larger size workpiece means heavier work size. So the machine needs to change the parameter depending on the work weight. So as I said, this VI50 is designed for the high precise for larger workpiece.
You're telling me that when I put a workpiece in there, it is automatically measuring the weight and doing some auto comp to make sure that I'm getting the best finish, the best part, the longest life from my tools, everything that goes into the compensation of me traditionally need to figure that out on my own and make a guess in a lot of cases. The machine's doing it for me now?
Correct.
That's impressive. All right, one question I have before we move on. Well, as we look over here just for fun before we move on, look at the sea of people we got to go through. That's going to be fun. But before we move over there, one last question I have is, typically in the US and in many places around the world, we're all fighting for that real estate space on our shop floor, right? We're all trying to figure out how to get more machines or more things done inside of one machine in order to maximize our space. Because you've made this larger from the 40, did you also double or triple the size of the machine itself?
Good question. If we compare the VI50 versus VI40, work loading capability is increased 150%, but workpiece footprint is increased only 33%.
As we slide over to the next machines, can we talk about the automation? I see a rower right here, but you have the flexibility to add any third-party component that a customer might want with the YASDA machine. You can say, okay, this is a great system, I'm familiar with this system, but another company might have another system that they want to add for automation for those big, heavy parts. Are they able to utilize different types of flexibility on automation?
Yes, VI50 has a robot interface as standard. So, in this case, we exhibit this VI50 with an Elva robot system, but customer can choose the automation system specification depending on what they want to do.
Whatever they feel comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
I like that answer. All right, let's slide over to this 3-axis machine. Almost like Moses through the Red Sea. Let's see if we can part all of these folks over here and get over to this machine. All right. We did it. We actually did it. Did you see the people? That was wonderful. We made it through that crowd of people. Again, if I could have my cameraman just kind of spin just to the left to see how many people are on this booth right now, because it is so darn popular. Everyone seems to want a YASDA machine today.
Yes. We are very happy. This is very busy JIMTOF.
Yeah, we want to see that all the time. All right, let's talk about this 3-axis machine, my friend. Now, coming from the outside looking in, when I think about YASDA, I do think about 5-axis machining. I do think about high precision. I do think about pallet change. These are almost the core concepts I think of because I've been to your factory. I've seen the hand scraping. I've seen the time that goes into it. And I know a lot of the customers I've filmed with of success stories around the world sharing how much money they've made by investing in a high quality machine like YASDA are typically 5-axis machines. But you're about to teach us all why this 3-axis machine might be an answer for a lot of the shops out there, especially in mold and die.
Yes, this YBM 640B is 3-axis machine, 24K spindle, basically used for die and mold. To answer to your question, yes, 5-axis machine is very big sales in North America. But sometimes some customer has a workpiece that they do not need to use 5-axis machine. For this YBM 640B has a great rigidity, so we can use shorter length cutting tool, more accurate, more rigidity than 5-axis machine. So that means customer can save the initial cost for the investment of the machine comparison with the 5-axis machine. So we believe the 3-axis machine also very good advantage, especially the cost or flexibility or automation when we compare with the 5-axis machine also.
Kuro-san, I have a lot of conversations out there on a regular basis. We have millions of people around the world that watch this channel and hear us talk about the 5-axis machining, right? So when you say flexibility on a 3-axis machine, my ears pop up like a cartoon character, like boing, boing, boing. I want to hear more about that. So it's intriguing because I've had some of your YASDA buyers out there, your YASDA believers say, I purchased a YASDA 5-axis machine because I can do my 5-axis work and my 3-axis work. So what I want to do when I clarify for the audience with what you're talking about when it comes to rigidity and flexibility inside the 3-axis machine is just that. If you're inside this machine right here and you want to have 2, 3, 4 different setups inside of there,
Yes.
you can. And you mentioned something I think that's really valuable, which is that distance between the machine spindle and the workpiece itself,
Correct.
which adds that rigidity. And we all know rigidity adds to better tool life, better finish, deeper cuts,
Yeah.
and faster cycle times. That's the flexibility we're talking about, right?
Correct.
So when we talk about this as well, I must elaborate a little bit further and go, I'm seeing another pallet change system.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, on the other side, we got a 5-axis CNC on the other side. Is that correct?
Yes, the next side is there is a YMC 430 plus RT10. RT10 is a 2-axis rotary table made in YASDA, completely in-house design, in-house made rotary table.
Okay, so I'm putting my creative hat on. And you know, sometimes when I get creative, I get wrong, but that's how I fix things and get right again. But getting creative is how I learn. All right, I see a 3-axis over there. I see the 5-axis over here. I'm starting to picture the possibility of maybe rigid roughing over there, finishing over here, or maybe even side one over there, and then flipping the part over and doing the other sides over here and having completed parts. So ultimately, as creative as I want to be and as rough as I want to get on some of those super high nickel alloys, I can rough it, I can finish it, I can do side one, sides. I mean, it really is whatever your imagination can create, isn't it?
Yes, correct. So as I said, I repeat, flexibility is very important for the automation. So this YBM 640B and left side YMC 430, both sides of this machine, right side, left side, both, the customer can add automation system. In this exhibit, we connect the two machines with a robot system, but for example, some customer in North America use one YASDA machine and one EDM machine and connect the robot system. As I repeat, this machine has a good flexibility depending on what customer want to do.
All right, now I know there's something you want to discuss today about this machine, and that's the finished product that comes off of the machine. And I am one of those people, very much like our audience, that is a seeing is a believing kind of a person. And we have conversations going on all the time. In most machine shops, when I finish a part, I still need to send it out for probably some sort of polish or some secondary work of some polishing. And that adds to lead times. That adds to added cost to my company. And I can now, thanks to your machine here, do all of that inside of the machine. And we're gonna show the audience some of the parts that you have created so that we can all see these parts that we're looking at right now. They're not polished, they're straight off of this YASDA machine, aren't they?
Correct. This is only milling, no polishing, just a machining by this YMC. So we call the mirror finish level. So in many countries, customer is facing the situation of the shortage of the operators. So this application is for solution that they can avoid the manual polishing process or labor cost for the manual process.
I mean, this is saving so much time, so much resources, the
Yeah.
investment in the YASDA machine. I'm gonna do something kind of fun before we slide over to the PX30i. And if I can get my camera guy, if we can both, you and I, kind of look into this shiny piece, can we get a reflection? Can we wave to the camera? That's how shiny these parts are coming right off of the machine. No polishing whatsoever. We can see ourselves. All right, let's head over to the PX30i. I made a joke to you earlier where I said, what's a PX30i? Before we even hit record on the camera, we said, what? But we all know the PX30i. This is a very famous machine. It's one machine we see all over the US, all over the world. We know it to be that pallet change reliability. We know the pallet change system on the inside actually gets measured before it goes into the machine to make sure that every part is specific. It's a high mix, low volume. It's high volume, low mix. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's that precision that people have relied on for decades, for so long at this point, right? But there is a key topic that you want to discuss today about what we're showcasing here at JIMTOF with the components on the table, and that has something to do with the longevity of the spindle and long cycle times, isn't it?
Yes. So this PX30 is an all-in-one machine. Over 300 ATC, 33 pallet pool, tool management software, work management software, all included in standards. So customer can start unmanned operation as soon as they install this machine. Here, these are sample we machined by this PX30i. A theme of this sample is 72 hours non-stopping, continuous machining. So this PX30i has a very great repeatability accuracy. So these component after the continuous 72 hours, the workpiece accuracy is about within 10 microns. So let's say 4 tenths.
Do you see my face right now? It's because when I know what a micron is, for everyone who knows what a micron is, and we definitely have an audience learning about manufacturing, let's just say it's very small. If I change a degree, 1 degree in my machine shop, I lose microns in my tolerances by degree. How in the world is your spindle able to run for 72 hours or more within 10 microns? Because when I was running machines back in 2005, 2010, when I was a machinist, my thermal expansion, even after an hour, was messing up my parts. And I had to always make adjustments or have a second machine to do finish work, and I could only be within 5 or 10 thou of the finished part because it was never going to reach that kind of accuracy based on thermal expansion alone. How are you able to accomplish that?
Yeah, that's a good point. So it is difficult to see from this metal cover, but the key point is a perfectly mechanical symmetrical design. The spindle and machine frame is a perfect symmetrical design, so that help even if customers' factory temperature environment changes, the center line of the machine, spindle position does not move. Plus, YASDA's thermal distortion stabilizing system, there are temperature control within 0.2 degrees Celsius circulate. That help such a long hours stability of the accuracy.
Absolutely incredible. Now, let's invite the audience back to the front of the booth where we can close out this conversation. There's something I want to bring up, but the reason I want to go back to the front of the booth is because I think it's important for everyone to see just how busy your booth is, right? To get the logo there, to see how everyone is here. The audience is enjoying the conversation over there. People are enjoying the vibe. But I also want to bring up, as we go from machine to machine to machine, you, my friend, are actually running a promotion on that 3-axis machine in the US, aren't you?
Yes. Now, this 640B and larger size sister machine, YBM 950B, we are offering very special promotion price and immediate delivery in North America. So if you are looking for any 3-axis machine, please contact us, YASDA America, or exclusive distributor Method Machine Tools.
If you were a doctor right now and you had that stethoscope, I'd ask you to put it on my heart, because when I hear a promotional price on a YASDA machine, knowing the legacy that you guys have and realizing I might be able to get some sort of discounted price on something that high quality, my heart starts to go, I get that excited, you know what I mean? So for everyone watching right now, this is the YASDA booth, this is JIMTOF, this is my buddy, I'm gonna say the full name because I like it, Kuro-san, this is a good friend of mine now. Please reach out, enjoy these guys. In the US, Methods Machine Tools, the exclusive distributor. This is my friend, he's in the US as well a lot. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Tony.
I appreciate you. I appreciate the time, and thank you all for watching as well. Time is one thing we cannot manufacture more of, so if you shared your special time with us, we truly appreciate you.
Thank you very much.